I just got back from seeing an early screening of The Flash, and I'm happy to report it's good. And one of the best things about this movie that got me really pumped up is I thought the story was very strong. It was emotional, it had high stakes. Obviously, we know there's a time travel plot going on in this movie. Nowadays, I feel like that's more of a gimmick than anything else. When writers don't know what to do with their characters, they make them time travel or go to space, right? Pick your poison, it's one or the other. But luckily for us, this character already has such a rich history and background with time travel due to the Flashpoint comics. There's a lot to pull from there, and I think they do this story justice. I actually went ahead and rewatched Man of Steel legitimately hours before seeing The Flash, and since we knew going into this one that that final battle with General Zod was going to play such a big part in this new movie, it was really cool seeing all the continuity of all those scenes from 10 years ago mixed with the new stuff they added in there with this new batch of characters involved. I think it's interesting seeing how many people coming out of this movie are comparing it to being like a superhero version of Back to the Future, and I do think that that's a pretty accurate and positive description of this movie. I mean, it really does kind of have that Back to the Future vibe if Marty McFly could run really fast and if Doc Brown wore a cape and had batarangs. The performances in here range from being solid to very good, and even before all of this scandal stuff was going down, I was never that big of an Ezra Miller fan to begin with, okay? But playing two versions of the same character in the same movie and making them feel distinct from one another is no easy task, and Ezra Miller proves to be up to the challenge in this one. Andy Muschietti deserves a lot of credit here as the man behind the camera this time around. I mean, these multiverse stories are not an easy thing to balance. Tons of characters, subplots, conflicts, visual styles. I mean, he had multiple Batmen in the same movie and it didn't feel crowded. This guy deserves a lot more comic book movie work. Now, obviously, coming out of my screening just a little while ago, I'm focused on all of the positives and the highs of this film, but is it really one of the best superhero movies we've ever gotten, like a lot of people were touting it as? I really don't think that it is. It definitely has its own fair share of flaws, and we'll get into that more in my full review early next week. But for the reasons I said earlier, I had a fun time with it. It put stuff up on the screen I never thought I'd see in a million years, and I really do think it acts as a good shoving off point to this new era of DC we know is right around the corner. But let me know in the comments what you guys are feeling about this one. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys at the next one.